went all alone. She was very old, though she did not know it, and she was no longer the careless color of sea foam, but rather the color of snow falling on a moonlit night. But her eyes were still clear and unwearied, and she still moved like a shadow on the sea. I knew I wanted to write a fairy tale. I came up with an image of a unicorn going somewhere, on some quest, some journey, with a companion, though I didn't know whom it was going to be. And that was it. That's how it started.
I must know if I am the only unicorn left in the world.
My mother remembered me at the age of 5 or 6, where she was an elementary school teacher, and apparently had told her class all about unicorns. I always wanted to be taken to see the tapestries depicting a unicorn hunt still hang at the Cloisters Museum in New York, in spite of the fact that whenever I was in that museum, being an asthmatic kid, I'd lose my voice within half an hour.
I am the only unicorn there is. The last?
I told the story of a unicorn who comes to believe that she is the only creature of her kind left in the world. And she sets out on a quest to discover what's become of the other unicorns. In the process, she's taken prisoner by a witch.
Well, bless my own husk of a heart, and here I thought I'd seen the last of them.
She's taken by humans for a white mare, with a couple of exceptions. One is the witch, who knows exactly what she's got, and Schmendrick, of course, a bumbling, incompetent magician who works for the witch and helps her free herself.
Step down, lady. You are free.
And a woman, Molly Grew, who has come with them, is one of those people who can recognize the unicorn when she sees one.
Can it truly be?
When Molly Grew sees the unicorn for the first time and is first overwhelmed that this has finally happened, and then is furious and berates the unicorn for only coming to me now, when I am this.
Where were you when I was new? When I was one of those innocent young maidens you always come to?
And all the unicorn can say to her is, I'm here now.
Schmendrick the light!
They set off on a journey to the castle of a legendary, undoubtedly evil king, because she's heard from a wandering butterfly a phrase about a red bull that pursued the unicorns.
They passed down all the roads long ago, and the Red Bull ran close behind them and covered their footprints.
When I was 17, one of my favorite cousins married a Spanish painter, and he gave me one of his old paintings, which depicts unicorns fighting bulls, and then one of them's a red bull. And I'm certain that the bull in the novel comes out of that painting. The unicorn is pursued by the bull and is about to be taken prisoner. And the only thing the wizard can do, and it's far greater than anything he's ever achieved, is to transform her into a human being.
What have you done to me?
And the bull is associated with this king, King Haggard. So the logical thing is to go into Haggard's withered country and find out if he knows anything about where the unicorns might be.
Where does King Haggard keep the Red Bull?
I've heard that he roams at night and lies up by day in a great cavern beneath the castle.
While the king almost recognizes what she is, even in that shape, he can't be sure. And he invites them to stay at the castle for the winter, with the wizard serving as his entertainer. But his son falls in love with the unicorn in the shape of a white-haired girl, the Lady Amalthea. And the unicorn has to make the decision of whether she wants to be what she is, or to stay human with the prince who loves her. The unicorn's deathly afraid of actually being the last unicorn in the world. As long as she knows that there are others, she doesn't need company. But to be the real last of something is terrifying for her. And that's the thing people have most spoken to me about over the years, how you deal with awareness and the difference between being alone and loneliness. Another thing is you don't know what you have until you let go. And Schmendrick spends a lot of time trying to control this gift of his, and it's only when he lets go that the hugeness of it fills him, and he becomes something he didn't imagine he was.
Else, the magic chose the shape, not I. I am a bearer. I am a dwelling. I am a messenger.
I always seem to be responding to something I don't see dead on exactly. There's something going on at the corner of my eye. If I turn my head fast, I'll scare it away. But if I turn it very slowly, just a little bit, I might see that color, or that creature, or that thing that's going down. Am I right when I see? And one of the things that runs through my work constantly is the fact that we don't have to see what we're looking at if we don't want to. And most of us don't.
Illusions, deceptions, mirages. Your mommy Fortuna cannot truly change things.
The summer of 1962, I got up to, I'd say about 85 pages in, and just dropped it. My first wife nudged me to go back to The Last Unicorn. I remember that as the book that was the least fun to write. I'd sensed that it had a good story, but I didn't know what to do with it. But I never expected it to stay around as long as it has, let alone to become a movie. What I never imagined was how many people would be introduced to the book through the movie. I wrote a story called Two Hearts, which includes Schmendrick and Molly, and a very old King Lear, and at the end, a cameo appearance, if you like, but a very important one, of the unicorn herself. I had no idea that it would win a Hugo. When the award was announced, I didn't believe it, and had to be pushed toward the stage. One of my cherished moments was at a convention. A 17-year-old girl named Rebecca Naomi Cox showed up with a portfolio of her own images from The Last Unicorn, and I about dropped my teeth, because she had somehow gone into my head and found those images, those characters, whom I had created before she was born. You never know what's going to scare or exalt any member of the audience. You simply never know. And I'm very grateful for the things I learned, and even the crafts I learned